Sat Shri Akal, Namaste, hello. Today I am here with a new topic, that is heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition, it is a type of nutrition in which organisms obtain food from external resources. It is further of two types, that is saprophytic and parasitic. Saprophytic is a kind of nutrition in which organisms derive their nutrients from dead and decaying matter. Decaying matter is like rotten leaves, dead animals. Whereas parasitic is a type of nutrition in which organisms derive their nutrients from other living organisms. Here the relation is known as parasite and host. Parasite is the organism which derives nutrients, and host is the organism from which nutrients are derived. There are four processes in heterotrophic nutrition, that are ingestion, digestion, assimilation and egestion. Ingestion is the process of intake of food. Digestion, where mechanical churning and chemical churning of food takes place. Assimilation is the absorption of food, whereas egestion is the excretion of remaining food. Depending on the food habitats, organisms are of three types. These are herbivores, carnivores, omnivores. Herbivores eat only alga or plant material. Carnivores eat only flesh or other animals. Omnivores eat both plants and animals. Here in this chapter, we will discuss heterotrophic nutrition in two organisms. These are amoeba and human beings. Here first we proceed with nutrition in amoeba. In amoeba, the nutrition is a type of holozoic nutrition in which amoeba feeds on microscopic animals like bacteria, decaying food particles, microscopic plants. This is a diagrammatic representation of ingestion of food. The ingestion of food takes place by a process called phagocytosis. Here in this organism there is no fixed mouth, therefore the food is ingested with the help of movement of pseudopodia. Here pseudopodia capture food by forming a wall against surrounding the food, and the food is ingested and a food vacuole forms around the food. And in this food vacuole, the digestion of food material takes place. Here food is converted into soluble form with the help of digestive enzymes. Assimilation, here soluble digested food components are present in the food vacuole, and these digested food components diffuse into cytoplasm, passing through the membrane of food vacuole, and these food materials or these diffusion particles of matter are then utilized by the cell. And egestion is the remaining portion of food is then thrown out of body, and the process is called egestion. Here there is no specific pore for egestion, it also occurs by the pseudopodial movement of the organism. Nutrition in human beings. Human being is a heterotrophic and omnivorous. It eats plants and animal matter both. There are essential components of human diet are water, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals and vitamins. Human digestive system is a bit more complex than other organisms. Here alimentary canal and digestive gland are the part of human digestive system. In alimentary canal we have mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. Small intestine is a site of absorption and site of digestion. Mouth, from here food enters into a body, and buccal cavity, it is a part where we have teeth, and here mechanical churning of food takes place. Pharynx is the path through which food enters, and esophagus, it has no gland, it is just a passage by which peristalsis movement of esophagus takes place and the food moves into the stomach. Here food combines with HCl and further reactions takes place. Then food moves into small intestine where other enzymes degrade the food, and finally food enters into large intestine. Here are digestive glands. There are three types of digestive glands: salivary gland, liver, pancreas. Salivary gland secretes saliva in a mouth. Detailed description of nutrition in human beings. This is the structure of human digestive system. Here mouth, and here buccal cavity is situated. These are the salivary glands. From here food enters, and this is a pharynx, the common passage of nasal and buccal cavity. Then food moves into esophagus, then to stomach, and then to small intestine, and then finally large intestine, and then to rectum. Here food mixes with saliva and there is degradation of starch takes place, and In esophagus, there is no chemical or mechanical digestion of food. In stomach, there occurs mechanical and chemical churning. Here, HCl is mixed with food, which degrade the food. And then from here, food passes into small intestine. And when food passes into small intestine, the secretion of pancreas and liver combines in it. And there occurs chemical digestion of food takes place in small intestine. After full digestion and absorption takes place through villi present in these, and then food enters into large intestine. Here absorption of water and ions takes place. Then the remaining food, which is not utilized by body, it is stored in rectum and ejected out. Procedure: chewing in mouth. Chewing takes place by teeth, and dental formula is 2, 1, 2, 3. Incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Total we have 32 teeth in adult. And in human being there are two sets of teeth, permanent and temporary. Temporary teeth set is also called as milk teeth, and these are when the child is young, but when it comes again, these are permanent teeth, and this is the set is called as 2, 1, 2, 3. Incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Then the food enters. Food in buccal cavity is degraded by salivary gland. Salivary gland secretes ptyalin. It degrades starch and glycogen into maltose. Then in stomach, there is secretion of HCl along with some enzymes. Sucrose is converted into glucose and fructose. Proteins are converted into small peptides. And casein is a protein present in milk. It is converted into calcium paracesinate, and then with the help of pepsin, it is converted into peptones and calcium. Fat and water. In the presence of lipase, it is converted into fatty acid and glycerol. Liver and pancreas secretions enters into small intestine, where they combinedly digest the food particles. And in liver produces bile, and it stores glucose. When there is excess of glucose, it stores in the form of glycogen. And this bile juice is combined with food when it enters in small intestine. Gallbladder. It is a place where bile is stored, and here storage of bile takes place. Secretion occurs when food enters in small intestine. There is secretion of some hormones which stimulate the release of bile juice from the gallbladder, and these gallbladders and the secretion from this gallbladder combines with food, and there occurs emulsification of fats, and this emulsification of fats helps in further action of enzymes on it. Next, pancreas secretion. There are 3 types of cells in pancreas. Alpha cells, this secrete glucagon, which converts glycogen into glucose. Then we have beta cells. It secretes insulin. It converts glucose into glycogen. Then we have delta cells. It secretes somatostatin hormone. And the enzymes which are secreted by pancreas are trypsin, amylase, lipase. These act on their respective food components. In small intestine, the full digestion of food takes place here. Maltose is converted into glucose, sucrose is converted into glucose and fructose, lactose is converted into glucose and galactose, peptides or dipeptides are converted into amino acids, nucleic acids are converted into nucleotides. Simply we can say that the complex food particles are converted into their simplest forms. In large intestine, there is take place of undigested food is converted into feces, and excess amount of water is absorbed. In rectum, muscles are present which regulates egestion. The main function of small intestine is absorption of food. Here in small intestine we have, this is a small intestine, and here we have finger-like projections called villi. These villi are again attached with blood lacteals. The absorbed food particles enters through these villi into the blood lacteals, and these blood lacteals provide components to the whole body, provides nutrients to the whole body, and these nutrients are utilized in the formation of building components of body and release of energy after oxidation, and this energy is used in various metabolic activities. Here that is all about human digestive system. If you have any doubt, you can ask in comment section. Thank you.